In this video, we are going to add the Flyswatter. Finally, a challenge. The first thing we're going to do is create a layer for Flyswatter. I like to keep my other layers locked while I am working with a new one. So I'm going to do swatter. And when I'm thinking about like how I want to layer these, I definitely want my HUD on top. So I'm just going to drag my swatter down one. On the layout, create a new sprite, and we're going to import the swatter. So here's my layout. And I'm going to go here, insert new object to sprite. And load animations. Sprite. Swatter jump one. I see there's 6, so I'm going to break it into 6. Oh, that didn't actually work. See how it's like broken? So I'm going to actually undo that, and I'm going to try 7. So I'll delete that. Oh, you know why there's 7? Because look, that first one's empty. Better. Okay. Rename the animation as drop 1. I'd like to delete that first one. Speed 16. And then I'm going to do drop 2 and swat. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And swat. Okay. See how my active layer is HUD? I actually want that on the swatter layer. So if you were like me, it looks like, I think this is what I just did. So rename to swatter. There we go. Okay, so on my event sheet, I'm going to declare a global variable named end and initialize it at 0. I'm going to create a new group called swatter. Let's hide that. You're going to create many events and actions that are super similar. We're going to brute force, and then we're going to go back and turn these into a function. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an event that says every 4 seconds, as long as the score is greater than 0, because you don't want to like have the Flyswatter going if the score's still 0. That means the person might just be sitting there idle. So I'm going to add a condition, and then as long as my score, that would be compare variable, score is greater than 0, and the score is less than 500. So this is kind of like round 1, if you will. Oops, not 5,000. We'll do 500. And the end is 0. So as long as these 4 conditions are true, we are going to want to create an object on layer 3, which is my swatter layer, and we're going to randomly place it. Notice our X is going to be one little bit further wide than our Y. Remember, 8 times 64 is going to give you 512. 6 times 64 is going to give you 312. Or 584, 384, 384. Okay. So as long as these are true, we're going to create object of the fly swatter, a layer on the swatter layer. And remember last time we did round random? You could also use integer random. It's just going to take these into, they're going to convert the decimal number into a equivalent whole number. Or not equivalent, but like really close, right? Okay, and so not only do we want to create the fly swatter, but we actually want to set the animation to drop 1. So I'll be here on the swatter and do set animation, and I want my drop 1 to start playing. I think, because right here, see how it's like empty? I want to show my initial frame of 1. Okay, yeah, so then that actually shows up like that. I mean, maybe not, because then it might be. I just wanted to see it. Okay. Where did we go? Highlight the whole code just like that. We're going to do Control C and Control V 4 more times. Make sure they all still stay in the swatter group as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go in and change a lot of values. So this is like once you have passed like the first kind of swatter, we're going to now make it 2 seconds. And while I'm just like jiving here, we'll do 1 second. I'll do 0.5 seconds. I'll do 0.25 seconds. Where one interval ends, the next one will begin. So this will be score is actually greater than 500, but less than 1,000. This will be if it's greater than 1,000, but less than 1,500. This will be greater than 1,500, but less than 2,000. This will be, we're going to get rid of this condition because this one's just going to be for anything greater than 2,000. Okay. The cool thing is we really don't need to change anything else here. I'm going to make a separate video. See how this says bonus? I'm going to make a separate video that shows how to turn all this into a function. This is going to be really useful if you are wanting to go into game design or any sort of computer science as a profession. So this is optional, but we're going to come back to it. Play your game. Oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. Check that out. It's not actually working, right? Like, I'm only getting the first frame to pop up, and multiple of them are popping up. So you probably noticed that only the first frame of your fly swatter pops up. Let's keep coding the whole SWAT to actually make it happen. We are going to come here and check to the fly swatter. And we're going to check if the animation frame is, I say 6, but I don't remember how many there were. Weren't they 7? So, oh no, it is 6. Cool. So we're going to check to see if the animation frame is 6, and not action. This is going to be add another condition. So is it the last frame, and is drop 1 playing? This is true, then we gotta switch it over to drop 2. This is kind of how to like get the sequential going. The sequential frames. Set animation. Right? Drop 2. If you play, I always like checking my code. Or checking, yeah, like checking my code. Here we go. Look at that. Not good yet, right? But we're getting there. So, something similar, but this time we're going to check to see if, yeah, compare frame of frame 3, because that's going to be the last frame in drop 2. So if we're at this part and drop 2 is playing, then we're going to change the animation to SWAT. And if you were to play your game, which you should, because it's fun, and you made it. There it is. Oh, sick. Actually going away, but the weird thing is we didn't tell it to. Maybe the last one of SWAT is a blank. Aha, the last one is blank. But don't let this deceive you, because we haven't even destroyed it yet. So even though it looks like there's something not there, we have to still destroy it. So copy, paste this baby. We're going to do animation frame 6 of the SWAT. And if that's true, then we are going to destroy. Done. Um, we need a code to kind of be like a safety net, because we don't right now, we didn't see it in my action or in my video, but you might still have the fly swatter like generating on top of itself. So we need to do something kind of like we did with the fruit. We're going to do the fly swatter. We're going to check, is it overlapping another object as in itself? And we're going to catch this right off the beginning. So if it's overlapping and the drop is playing, and it's the animation frame of 0, like right off the bat, right? We want to immediately say, no, 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 we don't want that. Then we're just going to spawn it to a different position. So we're going to do set position. And it's just going to be different values. And finally, we need to write code to destroy the player, the moment we've been waiting for. So if the swatter is overlapping the player, so if the swatter is overlapping the player and the animation of SWAT is playing, because we want to like let them have enough time if it's drop 1 or drop 2. And the animation frame is still less than 2. Then the player will get destroyed. And the system will subtract 1 from lives. And the camera will shake with a magnitude of 16 for 0.5 seconds. Shake with magnitude of 16 for 0.5 seconds. Okay, then we're going to create a sub-event that says, this is going to be us regenerating this guy. Add a sub-event that says, if the lives is greater than or equal to 0, then we're going to do 4 things. We're going to set time scale to 0.25. This is like slowly generating this in. We're going to wait 0.25 seconds. We're going to re-put time in normal speed. We're going to wait 1 second. Then we're going to create our fly. Actually, do create object player on layer 1, right? Because that's your player layer. And then right there in the center, 256 and 192. This time scale changes the rate time passes. It's really useful for slow motion or pause effects. 1 is normal speed. Anything less will slow time down. Anything greater will speed time up. Definitely bring the time scale back to 1 after your desired effect is concluded. I wrote that, so I read it. Create 1 more sub-event to the swatter overlapping the fly. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say create another sub-event. And I got to plug in my laptop at this point. Okay. And say if lives is less than 0, we're going to set the end to 1. And that's the end. So compare variable. If lives is less than 0, then we set value of the end to 1. Cool. You could check your code here, but I believe I should be good. Thanks for following along, and I can't wait to see your game.